My uncle is in conversation, right? Deep chats. However, there's no response. He's asking permission to make the introduction between myself and this being or this entity. As I'm looking down, I feel him giving me a nudge. I was terrified, and I was terrified too soon. They look nothing like we imagine. All those hoax photos, all those AI generated images, they look nothing like that. There's one or two people that have come really close to depicting what they look like, but it's not the human fantasy of the perfect being who's perfectly half human and half amphibian or half fish or half reptile. That's not how they look. Out of respect for isintu sethu, which is our African traditional beliefs, our African sciences, I will not give a full description of what the being looked like, but I will give you enough for you to form an image in your mind. First of all, they are neither male nor female upon presentation. Their image morphs according to what your aura is. They are a gender neutral entity. They do have very dark skin. Within that skin are embedded gemstones. I'm not sure what they're made of, but when they reflect off of the shards of the mirror in the hands, baby, you do not know drama, you do not know showbiz, you do not know Hollywood until you've seen them. Absolutely stunning and mesmerizing. They almost always have dreadlocks. They either have dreadlocks or they have izinwele ezinobende, which is the same as when we change our hair, umasitwasa, but it's always long. I personally have never seen a mermaid, a merman with short hair, bald hair. They always have long hair. They are topless for the most part. Some of them wear beads according to where they are and how they are treated. I'm not going to discuss the bottom part of the body, and to be fair, I couldn't see it that clearly because they were in water. I've seen the bottom halves of other mer beings, and I do not feel comfortable describing those. I feel that that is sacred knowledge that is reserved for those who are blessed enough to encounter these incredible entities. They do not communicate through speech. They communicate through song, what you would refer to in the West as siren song. It's not an auditory siren song, it is a psychic siren song. It's very difficult for me to describe. It is a very uncomfortable sensation because I didn't know what was going on. That's when I actually started noticing that I had ringing in my ears. After that, it's not high pitched necessarily, but it's a very interesting frequency of sound that you hear. And from those sounds, you're able to pull out what this being is saying. I do not know how it works. Please do not ask me. They greeted me by saying, "Bayete, Ingwekazi." Remember, at the time, I have no idea what's going on in terms of my spirituality. I am a spiritual person, but I am not fully aware or fully open to the idea that I have a spiritual calling that requires me to do more than the average person. In my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm not sure what this is all about. I respond audibly by saying, "Siyathokoza." That much I knew. I had been for consultations once or twice with family members. I'm now going to refer to the being as she, because to me, she then presented herself as a she after speaking to my uncle. She asks me, "Do you remember me?" And I say, "I do. I don't remember you looking like this." This is not how she looked when I had met her. Yes, some years have passed, but I don't know how to explain it. Naturally, they don't age, but they do shift in their physical makeup and how they appear to the human eye. The rest of the conversation, you don't have to worry about. But what she does say to me is, "I'm excited for you to come back to do the work that you know you are supposed to do." And when I came back was that time when we then went to the river She gives me some advice and some instructions on how to pasha for her, especially if I'm very far away from where I know she resides, right? She has access to most rivers and waterways through the tunnel that is housed under her compound. She can get around to most places, but she cannot go into the ocean. The sirens or the beings that we find in the ocean are not the same as the beings that we find in freshwater areas. Goddesses are always amazing hosts, so she gives me a gift to take with me when I go home. By the end of the conversation, I'm crying, I'm overwhelmed because I haven't even had time to process all this. Now, the community of Msinga is trying to build her a bigger home. She now has children that need space. They need to continue to do the work that she needs to do. Please don't get it twisted. There's not one water entity to every human being. No, there are very few of them left. Very, very few of them left, which is why it's so rare to see them. I was tempted to tell you where some of them are, but I know how you are. It's quite sad that my uncle's girlfriend didn't survive long enough for me to be able to go back to her and tell her, hey, you were actually right. You were actually right the whole time. I thought she was crazy, but she was right the whole time. I hardly speak about this story, but when I have, people have said I was crazy too. And to be quite honest with you, I do not mind, because I will take this brand of crazy any day. The brand of crazy that makes y'all do weird shit to other human beings, no thank you. Keep that away from me as well.